Hello, everybody, and welcome to what's probably going to be the final run with this group because I'm gonna kill all of them, or at least maim, something
Your
like that.
overconfidence will be your downfall.
Oh, I get to cheat. Don't worry.
I welcome the sweet embrace of death.
So you guys all finished up the last run, got paid, and it's been probably about 2.5 to 3 weeks since then. A couple of you guys talked about things you were buying and some advancements kind of stuff. Does anybody have anything left over that they want to do before we roll into this official
I think I'm set.
Yeah, I'm alright right now.
I think
Same for me. Wow, everyone's so like solemn, or I don't know the word, like very, very serious.
Subdued.
Oh, what up?
Well, that's good because as we kind of talked about in the Discord chat, this is going to be a little bit of a harder slash higher threat run than the previous ones. Kind of as per a few people's requests to turn it up a notch. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather tonight with a little bit of the bronchitis, so I gotta mute myself so it's not deafening you with coughing.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Right? Nobody got time to cough. See, she says it. So you guys are going to receive a call from your fixer about a job. The meeting will be the next night about 6:30 at the. What was the name of that bar that you guys set up?
The gray bar.
And that's where it is going to be about 6:30. Do you guys want to do anything beforehand, or are you just gonna kind of roll with it?
Well, I assume like before the run, during those I don't know like 2 weeks or something, Rod actually came back from out of nowhere. But is just sort of like messaging the team that he is back and is only slightly more quiet than usually. That's like about it for now. And I don't think I want to do anything.
Sure. So we'll just kind of move it along to the actual meet itself. It'll be a. Let's make it a Wednesday night, 6:30. You guys kind of pull up to the bars. Are you guys all traveling together? Are you coming separately? Or are you doing anything funny?
I'll ride my bike over.
Jet will ride his bike over.
I mean, technically, one of them is not a bike; it is a motorcycle.
I guess.
Fine, he
I'll go
rides
with-
his Monarch.
I'll ride my mic over.
Oh yeah.
People without cars.
I'm
I think
gonna
everybody has a car, but I'm gonna go with you anyway.
Sure. Just like as a side note,
Wait.
before we die, I'm gonna say that Sue experiences an extra amount of awkward silence with Rod as he tries not to talk to him at all
I
in a
forgot my
weird
favorite-
twist.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna call Runt because I forgot my favorite cabbie is back.
Is Rot so much more quiet than normal that I would notice?
Definitely. He came back from out of nowhere and now he's not even trying to look Sue in the eyes.
Probably because he
Just
woke up
being-
naked in a field.
Is he being let's have some pre-meeting roleplay levels of quiet?
I would say he's being, I don't know if we can afford the time pre-run levels of roleplay. That's why I think I'm trying to avoid the roleplay and leave it for maybe in the middle of the run when someone is dying.
Okay.
But yeah, Sue definitely notices probably like a level of change explicitly towards him, because when they pick up Hex, it's like pretty much like, what up? Hi Hex, everything's cool. And Rod drives you to the gray bar.
Hex is gonna be, thankful and say, well, I'm kind of glad you didn't come in that last run because they might have scratched your van.
Like, how? Did it go well at least?
I think it went all right. There was a lot of orcs down there, and they had a lot of guns, and it wasn't a nice thing, so they might have scratched your van.
Oh yeah. Probably wouldn't like that.
I know you're pretty protective of this thing.
Well, I still didn't exactly fix that one hole that, you caused with your dying, but whatever.
Thanks.
How did we have Rod's van when he wasn't there?
You didn't.
No, we didn't. We rented one. That's why
And you came back in it.
Oh yeah, I remember when I did that.
No, you don't. You're unconscious.
Oh. Right, I remember when that happened.
Well, we were supposed to have this crazy drug-induced fight and stuff, but you didn't come, so you blacked out. You were one punched to the pavement.
At least I stayed true to the spirit of drug abuse resistance education.
Anyway, I think we're all near the gray bar, or in the gray bar, I guess.
Sure. Looking around, you guys are going to notice that it's lightly populated with, some random people. You won't see the fixer there, but you will see the secretary bot. And she is in the corner, just kind of chilling for the moment. How early were you guys coming to the meet?
I always aim 10-15 minutes early.
I'll probably be.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dante will probably be right about on time.
I guess that depends on Rot.
Rod will probably be a little late considering he had to pick up a few people. So yeah, there's like maybe a few minutes. I don't know how traffic is with Grid Guide and stuff.
Not terrible, considering it automatically reroutes things and
Yeah, I thought so.
kind of keeps it under control for the most part. It'll give you nice up-to-the-date information depending upon how long it's going to take you to get to your location. So those of you that are there on time and or early, you're going to notice that, the 60 seconds before your meeting time, the secretary droid is going to, I'm sorry, not droid, a drone, very specific thing, is going to get up and start, walking over into your direction. With a fake plastic smile, but at least in her case that it is fake because she's not a person.
And charming.
Yeah, sure, I guess mostly charming.
Jet elbows Rot and says, "Try and contain your lust."
Rod doesn't even comment back. He just sort of like,
Are you looking for anything specific in here, or just kind of giving it the look?
Yeah, I was just giving it a once-over. It clearly doesn't matter.
It's a couple of patrons. Nobody's sitting at the actual bar, but there is a jacket over the back of one of the chairs that's got a half consumed beverage of some kind sitting in front of it.
What kind of jacket?
just like a normal, not like an armor jacket or like any kind of specific thing. Just, you know, somebody left their coat there with their half finished drink as if they were coming back.
Hmm. But it's not like especially nice or like painted in gang colors or anything.
Nothing about it kind of stands out to your attention as like, oh shit, that's, you
Hmm.
know, it's not like it's just like a jacket. You know, you rather than like leave the bar with your drink there and you're not coming back, so the bartender takes it and throws it out. You know, leave your jacket there, so it's like, oh, this person's obviously coming back.
They're probably
Okay.
in John.
Maybe, who knows? Are you guys? I'm sorry, Secretary Drone is going to be like, oh, I do believe the whole team was contacted for this job. Right, it is smiling and looking at you with bright eyes.
I'm smiling back. What a welcome sight.
Do you mean Allie?
I thought Rod said he was coming late.
I am.
Yeah, but he just got elbowed. I
Okay,
thought we were all there by now.
gotcha.
Yeah, that was my bad.
Thinking I was like confused.
Let me roll that back then, because I was forgetting who was coming late.
Or grant Jet the power of percussive time travel.
By elbowing him into existence.
Yeah.
That's how I got him back to Seattle in the first place.
It was sudden and pleasant.
He just teleports there at the end of an elbow.
Damn it!
In that case, it will be
Damn
like,
it, who's driving the truck?
um,
I mean, it's just sitting there riding in the back of a car that's going to have to drive itself or something.
yeah, well, the car can drive itself, so it's fine. Kitty, stop it. Hold on. Sometimes they like to play, and then sometimes they like to be bad. So,
She's being bad because she would have preferred to be named Athena.
I don't believe that.
Ha!
Um, so, she'll apologize, like, I'm sorry, Mr. Johnson's previous and current meeting is running a little later than what was originally intended. If you just hold on a moment, I will let you know as soon as it's finished.
Jet nods over at the jacket. That is a coat.
She gets no response because she's a robot. She is currently just kind of like standing off to the side with a little smile, and the head is doing like little movements and the eyes are blinking, but nobody's home.
Command override 5839C.
I don't know what that means.
Rod sort of
that's what he said.
snickers a little bit.
It always works in the movies.
I feel like this should be an edge roll.
For what? To see if it randomly works on a verbal command.
Command override code.
I was not trying for anything.
And
Should be.
Rod just says something along the lines of, "Oh, and to think that you were off just by one digit." Funny.
So about 2 minutes will go by, and then she'll kind of start coming back to life. It's like, they are wrapping up now. She'll turn towards the back down one of the hallways, and you guys are gonna see the familiar form of Leon come out.
Of where?
Out of the
All hell breaks loose. We all pull out our guns and start shooting and killing and...
Wait, no,
The
I
Rigger
don't do
does
that.
not speak for me.
That's
at
what I was
least.
no.
Dante's just gonna look at him and give him a little nod of respect.
Yeah, same.
He will give you a similar nod as he kind of comes over to where his coat is, and he will sit down, raise his glass to you guys. You will then see Matilda climb up onto the chair, and she's going to give you guys more of a stink eye.
She's sensing us.
No, more of the
I know, just
carrying a grudge from last time.
Jet gives a caricature-like friendly wave
She probably flips you off.
with a big grin. Yeah.
I mean, she doesn't have any hostile intentions that you see, other than generally not being a fan.
Okay.
But
Hex is gonna
Synchrodrone will
very-
kind of motion back towards the back. It's like, Mr. Johnson, we'll see you now.
Okay.
We
Let's
mosey.
go sit.
Yep, Dante, I'll head on back.
Did we ever flesh out the back room to this place last time we were here?
generic backrooms, if I remember.
No, but I would assume it's gray.
It's true. It's very gray. As if the walls were made of just like cinder blocks.
And if I remember correctly, minimalistic.
Yeah. So it's gonna be like a folding table. Not a folding table. One of the tables that has the folding legs that comes up. Sitting against the back wall, opposite you, there is a troll. There is a briefcase on the table, and there is a number of chairs, 5 of them in particular. One is more of a troll stool. He is in
Ew.
a very
It's a shitty chair. It's a troll stool.
yes, thank you. He's in a very nice suit. He is wearing mirrored sunglasses. His hair is very nicely done, and his horns are kind of rolled back and not on the larger side.
Hmm.
You don't get anything off of him as you try to judge him.
You said he's nicely dressed and like well groomed and all that such.
Yep.
Now, the only thing I want to say is that Rod takes some initiative to sit on the opposite side of Sue.
Dante's just gonna grab the first chair he comes to and sit down.
Yeah, Jet chooses one at random.
Hex is going to try and sit away from the troll if she can.
Afraid that she's going to turn him on with her feminine charms.
She just loves orcs.
Ah.
Yeah, sure does.
And she panicked, okay? Everybody panics every once in a while.
Don't worry, by the time I let it go, this whole thing will be over.
There's nothing super exciting in the room. You will notice that if you want to give me a quick sensing roll specifically for the troll.
What was the command to make things orange?
/ME. So the troll is healthy. He is calm. Yeah, just calm. I don't think he's really any other kind of emotional state right now. You will notice that he is magically active. He is, well, one of the things you'll notice is that he has 2 auras. And you kind of push through the
What?
one that says that he is mundane. There's,
Oh, okay.
and then you see.
Do I recognize what that is?
I mean, do you have like Arcana or anything?
Yeah. Not really
Did you end
much
up?
of it.
Did you end up initiating?
No, I didn't get paid for the last run. I don't think.
I mean, I'm okay with you taking that, taking those rewards. It's not going to matter much.
What were they again?
4,000 Nuyen and 10 karma.
One.
Um, but you'll notice that he is a little bit lower essence than you, and he has higher magic than you.
Not. I didn't end up initiating, but my Arcana should be higher.
Sure, if you want to go ahead and roll that.
And my agility is up 1. The Arcana would just be. That's intelligence based?
It is logic based, yes.
Or, right, sorry.
Basically, anything except the glitch here will let you know that it's masking.
Well, we'll see. It's not so high that I can. Actually, I could buy a head, can't I?
Nah, you're good.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, no, this guy is clearly an initiate of some kind, and is obviously masking his aura as something else.
Okay, and you said I pushed through a mundane, so I know that he's trying to appear mundane.
Yes, he is trying to appear just mundane, average troll, but you pushed through that.
Okay. And I could tell that he's lost some essence, you said?
Yes, he has lower essence than you and higher magic.
Oh, so this guy's kind of
He's you in
badass.
the future.
This guy's what?
He's
Kinda
Sue in the
badass.
future. Sorry, Sue.
No problem.
So I was gonna do a troll voice, but since I'm kind of feeling under the weather, I'm gonna leave that out from you guys. He motions for you guys all to sit, and then you guys all sit. And he's like, "Pleased to meet your all acquaintances this evening. I have a supplementary job that I need for you to accomplish for me. This job will be a little bit harder than what I'm understanding you are used to. Thankfully, we have the benefit of time on our hands. So, what I need from your team is to remove access to an item for a not insignificant part of time. Less than 6 hours, more than an hour, we'll say. Sometime in the next 3 weeks. It is being held at a repository of similar items, and I have the lot number for the specific one. Is this something that you think that your team can do?
Depending on the level of opposition that we're going to come across, it's certainly within our capabilities.
He'll give you a small nod. Kind of look around the rest of the table a little bit, see if anybody else has anything to say.
How much information are you sharing with us? What item? Or is it classified?
Not entirely classified, however, it is something I would rather not specifically discuss until I've had your agreement in its entirety.
I'm assuming this is some sort of vault or museum.
Not as so.
Okay, and what do you mean by remove access? To lock it up?
I need the people that hold this item to not be able to use it for its intended purpose.
Should they be aware that they are not able to use it for its intended purpose, or should this be somehow unknown to them?
When he's going to think for, he's not going to think for a moment. He knows exactly. He's way better at this than I am. When they go to wish to use the item, they will find it unavailable. I'm meaning a matter of your choosing.
So we are clear. We could take the item. We could break the item. We could sabotage the item.
He
All
nods
of
to
these
each of these.
Equally acceptable to you?
Yes.
Does further access to the item matter?
Once things have reached a permanent state, it will not matter.
Permanent state. Well, retrievals we have done before, sabotage we have done before, property damage we have done before. Is there any reason you can think of that we should not be able to do this for you?
Sorry, coughing. This is
And can I get some help from the team? Like, just anybody who has, like, any intuition. Pay attention to whatever he's about to say. Like, if you have
Sure.
an intuition score. I forgot to bring mine.
If you are conscious, please use your intuition.
I decided I wanted to try that with the next Johnson. It's just straight up ask them if they're not mentioning anything that would be important. So, we'll see.
You're making me roll dice to like oppose you or something.
No, he can't. He just has to submit to my will. It's page 294 in the.
I don't think that's how that goes. So.
Oh. Well, I mean, I guess if he has dice and like isn't doing anything, and like really wanted to oppose me, he could roll like some dice.
Oh, he really wants to oppose you. Don't worry.
But I'm not doing anything.
I'm sorry. What was the last thing that was asked before we broke down into silliness?
If there was any reason that he could think of that we shouldn't be able to do this, given our experience that he's aware of and our capabilities that he's aware of.
I do have an out. If within 1 week you do not feel that this job turns out to be within your capabilities, he doesn't pause, I pause because I'm trying to use fancy words, then you are willing to give me any of the intel that you have assembled on the target, and I will pay you for that so that it may help the next team that I bring into the time frame.
And notice that he did not answer my question.
He, he's never worked with you guys before. He knows a little bit of your reputation, but, some people may not like killing things, so sometimes you gotta put that out there. It's on you guys.
How strongly do you suspect that they're not going to allow us to restrict access to this item?
They will not enjoy the idea of losing access.
Is the access constant? Do they constantly use it? Is it?
It is not an item that is constantly in use. More of a, and he's going to tilt his head as he looks off to the side. It being Seattle. It's more of a rainy day item.
Okay. So does anybody on the team have any objections so far, or want to get any additional information before we tell him we can do it?
With us getting it out in a week if we need to, it's really almost no risk in accepting it.
Yeah, and dying. Yeah,
No, yeah, I feel like that's.
I don't really understand how the flow of these negotiations go, because we have to say, like, yeah, we'll take the job before we know how much we're making or how difficult it's really going to be.
You guys never asked him how much he's willing to pay.
Well, yeah, but he's not going to tell us anything really other than he expects it to be hard before we agree.
How much does it pay?
He will reach into his pocket and pull out a cred stick and kind of put it on the table. The final payment is 100,000 new yen.
Jet sends a DNI message to everybody. Whoa.
Rod's eyes sort of, or so, should I say cyber eyes, sort of flash. This is a break we were looking for.
I could certainly use some more scratch.
That's what, 20K a piece?
Yeah.
Alright, let's hear him out.
We don't want to negotiate?
That's your wheelhouse, Chief.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is everybody happy with 20K, or should I, start talking turkey?
Without knowing what else he's looking for us to do, it's kind of hard to negotiate.
It is. I was thinking, rather than try to negotiate for more cash, I'd be looking for, like, equipment or an expense account or something along those lines.
What if we hear about the job first, and then we can talk about it?
Oh,
Well, we sort of asked him, like, in a roundabout way about the job, and he half answered each time. So
right. So now we get to say, yeah, we'll do it. But
I mean, if Jet wants to just ask him straight up about the job, I have no objections, but I feel like secrecy is like a thing a little bit.
Well, yeah, he's not going to give any random. He's looking to maybe hire all the details
Right.
about the job.
that's the
This
thing
isn't-
is he doesn't
isn't
give
our
you enough
first time
details to
doing this,
properly
guys.
negotiate until you've already done the negotiation. Can we put that like to the end?
You could tell him you tentatively accept pending further negotiation on the terms.
That sounds great. Well, Herr Janssen, you have a provisional agreement. Let us speak of detail.
He's going to reach over to a briefcase, click it open, and open it up, I guess. Inside there's going to be a TRID projector that's going to broadcast an image up into AR that you guys can probably all see. It's going to be a picture of a rather tall building. Not like overly, it's only like 5 stories. And it says real big on the side, Dock Wagon.
Oh, fuck.
This facility is a repository, we'll call it, for what is it? This is where Rob should have thought of fancy sounding words.
Medical equipment?
No. This is a repository for replacement parts. I have a number that will correspond to a set of backup parts for an individual. I need it to be arranged so that this facility cannot deliver those parts to the person who has paid for them. And when you go to do this, I need you to let me know so that I can coordinate. Ahead of time, of course.
Will you be ready at a moment's notice, or is there a time frame? How early, how long should we get? How much time should we give him? Yeah, that's the word.
An hour or more would be preferable.
So assuming we destroy these parts, you still want to recover them regardless, correct?
I just need them to not make it to their destination.
So how does us giving you an hour's notice play into this?
Not your concern.
So D and I, it feels like he would like to cause the person to want the parts at the same time we destroy the parts, so as to prevent the creation of any replacement parts.
We're generating supply and demand.
It's very capitalist of you.
So,
Does anybody have any medical knowledge or corporate kind of like anything that they could roll about Doc Wagon that I could give you hints on?
I have
Well-
Corporation Evo and something like medicine or first aid.
Now that you mention it, I have this fancy subscription.
Throw it.
Hall 2, right?
Well, it's still plus his mental attribute and stuff.
Is medicine / first aid / Evo
You could
like
roll
worth
medicine.
anything?
You could roll medicine, and it might give you some ideas.
Logic or intuition to roll?
Probably more logic in this case. Damn, you knower of things. So one of the things that Doc Wagon offers is emergency response, and at a certain level of subscription, which I think is at least the second or third level, they will keep a cloned version of you on storage in case you need replacement organs. You know,
How cloned? Like,
they're
how
not,
version of you?
they like take a sample of your biometric information, and then they
No, but I mean, like, is there like a meat sack that looks like you, or are they like
Yeah,
walking
basically.
around and having tea and shit somewhere in a dock wagon facility?
they are not
It's your
sentient.
body. But
Okay.
that's it.
When you quick grow clones, the brain doesn't develop correctly, so they don't actually turn into people. If you were to clone somebody and then let it grow up naturally, it would evolve into a person. But these are these are not. These are accelerated growth, so that you have spare parts on hand. They are called WIMPs.
You realize that they're not sentient is something you've told us before.
Is it?
If I recall, Dante said it, so it doesn't count.
Besides, if you need a brain transplant, you're well beyond the reach of medical science.
Yeah, brain transplant ain't gonna happen. But if you needed like a heart or lung or an arm or something along those lines,
Hmm.
Dante, with 5 hits, do you have any clarifying questions?
You guys have any ideas?
Would we need to destroy their ability to make new parts for this person?
I don't think they can clone it within 1 to 6 hours.
Still, I just want to get the full scope.
So does like your knowledge allow you to clarify how secure are those centers? Is it like because BAM says like second or third level, and I assume there's like at least 5 or something or 4.
I think there's 3 levels of. I think it's just Dock Wagon, and then there's a gold and a platinum plan.
So they are the highest levels of subscription.
Yeah, pulling up. What's it called? All right, page 450 has a bunch of information on the dock wagon contract. And it's looks like a basic gold, platinum, and super platinum.
So from gold up, or
Um,
for platinum up, just to sort of give us I don't know, like a range.
doesn't actually look like it says in here at what level they whatchamacallit, gets you the wimp. But for for clarity's sake, let's just say it's at the platinum level and higher.
Quick question: the hollow that he is displaying, are we talking just like a mid-rise, or is it closer to an office park?
Um, do you have like an area knowledge that I could tell you more about where this specific place is located? That you might get from the picture, because it's kind of
So should have.
I do have
Yeah,
local
I
area
don't.
knowledge.
yeah. Let's see some dice, because actually no, he's in the process of going through this. He's going to let you guys know where the location is, because obviously he wants you to do stuff to it.
Yeah, I just mean like, what does the building actually like? Is it just a mid-rise, or is it more of a complex?
It looks
From
like
the picture.
it's 5 stories. It's got a bit of land around it. You can see that there is a helicopter off to the side. Um, it looks slightly higher than average security.
So it's a larger building, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Is it in town?
Bellevue.
So, quick retro question: were Leon and Matilda coming out from the same room we got into?
They were coming out of the same hallway.
So there is certainly a chance that they were coming out of the same room.
They were the previous meeting.
Yeah, I thought so. So he wants someone dead as can be.
Maybe not dead, but he definitely wants to make sure somebody isn't running around fucking his shit up.
I can't think of any questions I want to ask more about the place right now, beyond what we will probably try to ascertain ourselves. Because we have a week to sort of like mess around with the building and scouting and stuff, right?
He's giving you a weak bitch out clause, where like you have
Well, yeah, until we decide if we bitch out or not.
yeah. If you bitch out, he will give you some money for the things that you find out in the process. But after that time, you are assumed in on the job.
What is the protocol for the replacement parts being delivered?
Well, part of that depends upon the situation. In a calm situation, they will just like helicopter or drive, depending upon like, oh, you're going to go in to get a liver transplant or something because you're drinking yourself to death or something. Sure, we can schedule that. We'll have somebody drive the. I guess they would just drive the organ over in that case rather than drive the whole thing, but they would just drive it over. In a oh shit situation, they're gonna do two things. One, they're gonna scramble a response team to kind of lock down the area, and then they're either gonna have the wimp be transported to wherever you're being transported, or if it's real bad, to the location that you are. So it's gonna be like one helicopter, two helicopter, or one helicopter truck, or something along those lines.
They bring
Okay.
them to the location you're at?
Yeah, Doc Wagon will do like hot extractions on you. If you
Yeah, but wouldn't they pull you out and bring you to a hospital and then have the ship meet you there?
depends, like it depends upon the level of oh shit,
If you're
this guy's missing 70% of his blood. Bring him more blood.
Okay.
And I believe, like with the Valkyrie vans and the higher level of sophistication Aquagon has, they probably have like operation vans available.
Yeah. One important thing to consider is that, like, high threat response is their whole fucking deal. So if we get in any trouble at this site, on-site security may very well not be the only thing we have to concern ourselves with.
Well, the thing that troubles me is 6 hours. I mean, we can if we get a jump on them, we can maybe, let's say that we're lucky, we can maybe disable the security for the building and stuff. But 6 hours is plenty of time for reinforcements to come, so I don't know.
Then we just need to plan.
It's like a plan on top of plans. That's the thing I'm talking about.
well, let's worry about accepting the job before we start planning.
Okay.
Is there other information we need right now? While the
I think we're
Johnson's
okay.
here.
Well, I'm interested in knowing. Okay, so we've talked about payment, since this is acceptable. What other elements of organizational support are you able to provide?
You're gonna see his eyebrow kind of boost up over top of his glasses. What is it that you're specifically asking for?
Well, as of yet, I have not specifically asked for anything, but I was thinking something along the lines of assistance with materials, expenses. Perhaps you know someone that works in this facility who's provided you the information you have thus far.
There are things that I could make available to you. At a cost, of course.
Sorry, he says what?
There are things that I could make available to you at a cost, of course.
This is just like an RPG. Fuck.
Well, part of it's we're going to go into some negotiations here. You know, he's not going to say that he can give you, 50,000 Nuyen worth of gear, and then you just bomb your negotiation rolls. And he's like, well, pot committed to that.
Yeah, I was trying to roll that, but I closed my browser. I don't know.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, you didn't do very well. You got 4 hits on 17 dice.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
That sucks. I'm
gonna
loading the table again.
I'm going to assume you're going to spend a point of edge on that.
Yeah. No, I just meant more in the way of like, hey, I want you to do this really important thing, and I'm willing to pay you for it. Oh, can I get some help with that? I can sell you some. I'm not gonna just, give you the sword that you need to defeat the evil guy or whatever.
Well, this is I mean, I kind of understand him. He is trying to pay us a lot of, offering to pay us a lot of money. Although, is it enough? I'm not sure. This is a dock wagon facility, and we were talking about platinum level contact or more. So, kind of, I don't know.
Let's just get the details before we start really putting the
I feel like we asked him about details a few times already.
Yeah, he's giving you details.
I don't know if it's as much as he can give us, but
Yeah. Do you
oh,
need
that's a
some,
lot.
assistance on that negotiation roll? Since I have like a few dice I can throw, not a lot, but a few. Might be better if Dante did assistance, since I think he's got more ranks in it.
I think Sue is at his limit.
That's true. You probably are at your limit of 9 successes anyway.
Yeah. Probably close.
I have that written somewhere. I can get one more.
Well,
Yeah, but I'm not likely to give you more than 2 dice.
He needs one.
I can
Oh,
get
he
one
needs
more
one.
hit.
Success, yeah. I'm not likely to give him more than 2 dice, which is statistically not likely to give him 1 hit.
I'll
Don't
take 2 dice.
don't risk glitching it.
That's what I'm
Oh,
thinking.
never mind. I'm good. I keep extra social skills in my jacket.
So you guys will go back and forth a little bit, and he's going to cut you a little bit of a budget in gear. Um, so what he will do? Just break out a calculator real quick because math is hard. There we go. So he will drop the overall price down to 80,000 nuyen, but will offer you up to like 20 grand a person up to 10 grand a person in gear. No questions asked. So you end up with like 130,000 nuyen in your pocket effectively.
Jesus, that opens up a whole new level of I need to go through my books of gear type of situation.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
So
Did he say anything about contacts?
he does not have anybody inside the facility.
Okay. Does anybody have anything else?
What can you tell us about the facility? What information do you have?
We'll enter into a bit of a montage here. He'll give you a couple of aerial shots of the facility itself. Nothing like super crazy. It's all things that you could have gotten from, flying a drone around outside, that kind of thing. Um, the building has a little bit of an underground parking lot. There is a helipad for the helicopter that usually um, is the immediate response vehicle. Uh, Supplementary drones will accompany it if necessary. What kind of information specifically are you looking for? Like anything in particular, or just because he's got a bunch that he can give you here?
Can you give us any details on the individual?
He is willing to he will give you the number, but he does not want to give you the name of the individual until after the week has passed.
Security.
Can we
Do you know
convince him to
anything
move
about the
on that at
inside?
all?
Well, if you look at it this way, if you can get into their host or like into their records and stuff, you will be able you have the lot number, so you will know the person.
Okay.
Like you can get it that way, but he isn't just going to be like, I need you to kill Steve because
Okay. So
you still have that
well,
1 week out, and he doesn't want to give up that information if it's like you guys are like, nope, never mind, this is too tough.
okay. So we have the lot number, which means we can get the guy's name and like dock wagon ID and SIN
Yeah.
and all that shit.
If you guys are competent, you will be able to get the name information. He just doesn't want to give that out yet in case you guys aren't competent. There was another question in there.
Security.
Security. Does he know anything about the inside of the building?
Inside the building, in addition to the storage facilities for and he'll use flowery language again, but in addition for the wimps and stuff, there is some uh, bio/cyber tech that goes on there. Some dock wagon contract holders can go there and actually get some gene wear done. Like so, they have um, a section of their facilities, just like those sci-fi tubes that have people floating in them naked with gas masks on.
Yeah, we'll probably see a Mark Hamill.
Maybe um, more of a Goku than a Mark Hamill, but yes. Um, so they do some of that kind of stuff. The the Geneware is less outpatient than the Cyber and Bioware. They do more of the construction and growing of the Cyber and Bioware there rather than the installation of it there, just to minimize foot traffic. Uh, Probably about 200 employees of differing levels. They have a rapid response contract with Knight Errant if they need supplemental security and to kind of like when Knight Errant's got a place under control, it's like, yo, here we come.
Okay.
Now, just like a technical question,
Sure.
this like 10 grand, would that be sort of considered just like free cash? So if I have like some money, could I add it to it and just use it?
So he's going to give you guys basically a bankroll of 50,000 nuyen that he will go through his channels to get you what you want.
They're basically it's basically tokens.
Like
So
he's not
Or
going to
like
be like,
Chuck E. Cheese tickets.
hey, we might need to get some gear or equipment or anything like that. Can you help us? And he'd be like, yeah. Can you just give me a cred stick and I'll just go buy it? And be like, no, that's not how this works. Because I'm not.
okay, so I have like this thing that I might consider you guys. With my share of 10,000, I can almost get a steel lynx. I just need like 5,000 more to equip it with a let's say an RS Alpha or whatever. And I feel like that could be an addition to our last stand situation capabilities. But that's just up to you guys to decide if you want to maybe cut me a little bit, a little more cash this way.
Yeah, well, you guys could use like, I think it's 25 grand for a lynx out of the 50 to buy the lynx, and then you could just give your.
No, I have like a 13k myself, so that I'm willing to use that money because I'm
Right.
planning on keeping the drone. But the 10k only gets me to 23. Plus, I need the actual heavy weapon that I can place on the links. So that would get me like to 5k total, maybe.
I think we
Extra
should wait
cash.
until we know what we're doing, so
Now-
we know what we'll need.
Sure, that's 6 hours of holding near a dock wagon facility. I believe it might come in handy either way.
Unless we
But
destroy the item.
I believe his statement was up to 6 hours. Like,
More
Up to
than
6
one,
hours.
less than six.
yeah, well, I'm perfectly willing to just check with, I don't know, Big Bob, I guess. How fast can he get me the drone? And then sort of wait until the last moment that we are sure that we will need it. I don't need to spend the cash on it, but just in case
Bob-
it's needed.
Bob isn't the one getting you the drone.
He is the drone dealer, the sort of vehicle slash drone dealer.
No. Bam said that we would tell the guy what we need and he will go through his channels.
Okay, so you're right. I would actually ask him in case I wanted to procure a drone. How fast is he able to use his channels to get me one?
he's gonna look over to you and ask you what kind of drone.
Well, I guess that might be no. There's no point in actually hiding it. I may just specify that it's a potential steel lynx.
Alright, as I look in the book real quick. 24 hours.
That's good, I feel. Okay. With the weapons installed, if I specify, right?
So long as it's not something excessive, yes.
Okay. I'm cool. Since I'm way more useful as a drone, I'm just gonna leave it at that right now.
So, do we have any other questions?
Can we contact you sort of from now up until the bitch out point about possible details or clarifications, or are we just radio silence until we agree?
Do you use the phrase bitch out week?
No,
Um,
I feel like intellect 8 character would have the intellect to not do that.
Well, that would be based off charisma.
Or intuition?
Yeah.
Then wait.
Read the room.
you will be able to contact me as you need, but do not make an excessive habit of it.
Sure. I'm good.
He will close up the briefcase, push it over towards you guys. All of the information so far is in there, along with a comm link that has a contact number for me in it alone.
Perfect.
Then he will kind of nod to you, gentlemen, lady.
Jet nods back.
He
Good
makes,
evening.
Thanks.
he makes no motion to get up.
Thanks. We'll nod back.
So we should get up.
Yeah.
Dante's already on his way to the door.
Let's
Yeah.
do that.
So walking back out into the bar itself, you guys will notice that Leon and Matilda have moved, and they are now facing the kind of the hallway where you come out. And Hex in particular, you're gonna notice that Matilda kind of smacks Leon on the arm, and then she does that like fake thing where you hold up a rifle, and she's looking at you, and she goes and kind of rocks it back, and then laughs as she takes down her drink. Leon is just kind of shaking his head, and that's where we're gonna take our first break.